everybody, it's Lynn again and I'm back in the kitchen. Today I want to show you one appliance that I think I couldn't live without. It's the Instant Pot. And I want to show you today how to make hot cereal in the Instant Pot, which I do almost every day. If you don't have an Instant Pot yet, I just can recommend it. My niece gave it to me a couple Christmases ago and I didn't even know what one was at that time. But since then, I use it so many times in so many different ways. And it's very easy to use. If you're afraid to use a pressure cooker, you don't have to be afraid to use the Instant Pot. Now, before we start cooking the oatmeal in the Instant Pot, let's talk a little bit about two different kinds of oats. We've got the old-fashioned oats, the rolled oats, and we've got steel-cut oats. Steel-cut oats these days seem to be all the rage, but what's the difference? Well, really there's not much difference in their content, only in the way that they are processed. They both contain the same amount of vitamins and nutrients. It's just that instead of being rolled, the steel-cut oats are in fact cut. So as it goes for your digestive system, what happens is that the steel-cut oats take longer to pass through your digestive tract and as a consequence make you feel full longer. I keep my Instant Pot on the stovetop because I use it so much, and I just keep it there because it's very convenient. To start off, make sure you have the wire rack in the bottom of the Instant Pot. Add enough water to cover the bottom of the pot, but not to go over the top of the rack. Probably about a cup and a half. You don't have to measure exactly. To cook the cereal in, you'll need a deep, oven-proof bowl. I like my Corelle bowls because they take the heat and they work perfectly. You'll also need a silicone-tipped or rubber-tipped spatula to retrieve the hot bowl when it's finished cooking. These are some of my favorite cereals to use to make in the Instant Pot. You can use old-fashioned oats. I like this one a lot. I just discovered it. It's called Thick and Rough Oatmeal by the Silver Palette. And steel-cut oats, I use different brands. This one's by our local supermarket chain, H-E-B. And also a little different is Red Meal 7-grain hot cereal. But you can choose whatever you like. The important thing is that you're using oats that need to be cooked or grains that need to be cooked, not instant, okay? You can use instant in the Instant Pot. It sounds silly, doesn't it? Instant in the Instant Pot. But I think the whole grains are the best for you, and they make a really nice hot cereal. I'm going to put 1/4 cup of the oats into the Corelle bowl. If you want to make enough for someone else, double the amount of oatmeal that you use and also double the water. This size bowl should be good for enough for 2 people, and then you can divide it after it's cooked. If you want to cook for a whole family, I suggest a little taller bowl that will fit inside of the Instant Pot. To do that, I'm going to add 3/4 cup of cold water. Now, the exact amount of water is not so important. It depends on how thick or how thin you might like your cereal in the end. Just place the bowl in the Instant Pot on the rack, and then we're going to put the top on. Turn it, make sure it's all the way back, and make sure that the steam release is turned back also, so that it will not release the steam while it's cooking. Choose the manual option. Now notice that it goes to 30, but we don't want 30 minutes. Let's run it down all the way to 11 minutes. Again, exact time does not always make a difference, especially with cereal. Now it's turning on and it will heat up to reach pressure. Now if you listen carefully, you should be able to hear it. The water is starting to boil inside, and it does take a few minutes, 3 or 4 minutes, for that cup of water to get the Instant Pot up to temperature. In the meantime, I try to make my coffee, do any other little tasks in the morning, unload the dishwasher while the oatmeal is getting ready. A serving of this oatmeal is about 150 calories. And if you'll take a look at the label, you'll see the difference. You don't have any added sugar that you might get in those packets that you make in the microwave. Another thing, while we're talking about the microwave, I have made this kind of cereal in the microwave, but what I notice is that the inside of the microwave gets all the evaporation inside of it. And so what that's doing is releasing the water from the cooking cereal. Whereas in the Instant Pot, that water is getting pushed back into the cooking cereal. So you get a whole different kind of consistency, which I find is just much more satisfying. Okay, as you can see, the Instant Pot is starting to count down. It's at 10 minutes now. And I always like to have fruit with my hot cereal. So this morning I'm going to have a half a banana and some blueberries. As you can see, the cooking time has already finished by this L indication. The Instant Pot is still in the warming mode, but I'm going to turn that off. I don't need it to warm any longer, and this will just let the water in the Instant Pot cool down a little bit more. I could release the steam right now if I wanted to get my cereal out, but I still need to finish up with my coffee and a few other things. So I'm just going to let the cereal stay in the Instant Pot until I'm ready to take it out. I'm about to take the bowl of hot cereal out of the Instant Pot, but I do want to talk about the tongs one more time. It's important that you have silicone tipped tongs so that you can get a good grip on the hot bowl. Getting the bowl out of the Instant Pot is a task that you kind of have to learn. Regular tongs with hard tips just do not work. I went to the kitchen store to specifically find these once I realized I needed them. And you can find these at your discount stores, your department stores. Now that I have mine, I've seen them all over. Let's check the steam release. As you can see, the lock button is still up. That means that the pressure is still inside of the Instant Pot. So we're going to take and do the quick release. Just turn it back. You can hear the steam releasing. There's not too much pressure. I've taken off the lid, and look how much the hot cereal has expanded from that 1/3 cup that we put in the bowl. Now we're going to take the tongs, grip the bowl tightly with the tongs, and take it out and set it down. That bowl is still very, very hot. I brought my cereal and my coffee out onto the patio. I always like to eat out here, even though it's the middle of summer. In the morning in the shade, it's very pleasant. So I've got my hot cereal with the bananas and the blueberries. No added sugar. You don't need sugar. You've got your fruit. Mix that in. And you've got a hot, healthy breakfast. Okay, let me finish scraping the bowl and I'll take that one last bite. Really, really good. If you've got any questions about using the Instapot, or you have questions about making oatmeal itself, you can write them down below in the comments and I'll try to respond. If you like this video, you can like it also down below. And if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, we'll have more videos on topics about the Instapot, about the Power Grill, and of course about other things as well. So I really appreciate y'all stopping by today. Thanks so much. We'll see you soon. Nos vemos.